This is Drop In, Drop Out, the weekly podcast where a mix of gamers come together to talk all about video games. I'm your host, Patrick. Joining me tonight in our messy pod all about Hades 2 is the homie, Jake Twitch. And Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing so well.
Oh, I'm doing so well. You know what I didn't do? I didn't test our audio levels. Chat right now. Or else, let us know. How do we sound? I'm kissing the red. Jake, give me a little something.
Mic check 1, 2. I'll give you a little something. I'll give you a little something more
Also
than that.
kissing the red. I fear maybe we sound silky smooth, just like Gianni says in the chat. We've recorded a couple things lately that I didn't do a good job of testing the audio, namely the state of play reaction. Boy, did that not go well, turns out. The audio of that, oh my God, it's so quiet. You can barely hear the thing. You'd have to like bring up
Classic.
your own stream if you wanted to watch our reactions to it. But this is a messy podcast. For those of you that if this is your first messy podcast, we have a topic to discuss, which is Hades 2, our thoughts so far. But if we end up talking about milk, that's just what happens in a messy pod. We're just here. It's Saturday night, September 27th, 2025. We're kicking back. We're having a good time. We're talking about hot people. But maybe we also talk about hot people in real life. Like maybe we rank the bonds. Who knows? But I think we'll probably mostly stick on
Speaking of milk.
Very good. Jake, let's just start with some fucking housekeeping because I'm looking at my screen and I see that Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on twitch.tv/dropin-dropout-pod is going to be the hot dog jamboree. We're going to be playing Fall Guys with the audience while we all eat some fucking dogs.
Some fucking dogs,
brother. What's your plan for that? Or do you have like, are you getting like Sonic delivered or like what are you doing?
All right. So I am of one of two minds. The first one is I would like to just get like 2 fine dogs from Five Guys because I think those are the finest dogs delivered to my home with cheese and bacon, you know?
Yeah.
And just enjoy those dogs and have a nice lean meal with you all, classy dog meal. But then the other part of me wants like 8 great value franks.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you do.
I mean, you know, like the fucking platter of just like bad dogs. And I haven't eaten. That's the thing. Like I'm not talking like your work cookout, ballpark franks or something like that, where the company's paying for them. I'm talking about the bottom of the fucking barrel. I'm
like
talking
the meat in those things. It could be anything.
Number 1 ingredient, gelatin.
For sure. Oh. I'm between 2 things. Now actually 3 because I forgot about Five Guys. But really I'm only between 2 because I'm going to tell you a little lore about the city of Atlanta, Jake. There is a place in the city of Atlanta called Skips. Skips is a Chicago dog joint that is in a little part of Atlanta called Avondale Estates. It's a cute little area that is completely designed to look like Stratford-upon-Avon in England, like where Shakespeare is from. So all the buildings have that like white siding with the brown like framing and stuff like in Stratford. And there's this place called Skips, as I said, that they do fucking hot dogs, burger, like all kinds of things, but all kinds of sausages too. So like a really good kielbasa or like broth, like really like they just have so many things. What we kind of figured out about this place, they delivered, they also have like drive-through. Oh man, we would eat so much Skips. But then we started going to this farmer's market right next door to Skips Chicago Dogs. And this is Sunday morning when Skips is closed, mind you. And they put signs in front of every one of their entrances saying, you can't park here. And if you do, we will have you towed. It's like, dog. There's no reason to keep people from parking here to be able to walk 5 feet to the farmer's market when you're not even in business. And they went so far as to hire a cop to sit in the lot so that people wouldn't do it. And so now ACAB means Skips Chicago Dogs, unfortunately, because they're fucking policing their fucking parking lot in a time they don't need it. So I haven't had a Skips Chicago Dog in months. And it's like, they're so good. I miss it. But it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, as you can tell, it fires me up. Like I'm so pissed that they don't let people do it because there's really no reason to.
I can imagine.
So they would have I would have had some Skips dogs on Tuesday, but not anymore, Jake.
I got to hear the other options.
So Five Guys now is on the table. Right. But then I was also thinking about going to Cookout and getting some hot dogs from Cookout in like a little tray.
I wanted to get Cookout I don't have that availability. I've
Yeah,
never been to a cookout.
brother. Cookout, it's
I
like,
know.
it sounds silly, but the thing
Mm,
about cookout, and you might have heard this, people listening or watching might have heard this too, but the craziest thing to me about cookout is that everything legitimately tastes like you're getting it from a cookout. Like their burger, something about the way they cook the burger there, even though it's fast food, it tastes like you were in like the fucking backyard and you got it right off the grill. I don't know what they do.
is it like a little burnt tasting? It's
A
got the
little
grill
bit.
marks, like
Yeah,
a
I think so. They must have like a high amount of smoke in their grill or something. I don't know what
sure.
it is, but it's like it low key one of the best burgers fast food wise because it really does taste like you're at a
Interesting.
fucking cookout. It's great. Um, but so I'm
Hey, listen,
considering dropping my cookout, getting a little tray.
I'm not sure if I've ever told you about this, but podcast listeners, I don't think you've ever heard it. I used to have this place in walking distance of me when I lived at a special apartment, a certain apartment, like 7 or 8 years ago. Oh, it was maybe 8 or 9 years ago. And this place was called Chicago Dogs.
No way.
That was the name of the spot. Okay. And my buddies and I, this is during a phase where there was a lot of like playing video games and smoking weed
Oh
in
yeah.
groups of people.
Yeah.
And it
Oh
was
for
like,
sure.
me and like my two buddies, and then like one or two other buddies that would come through sometimes, and some combination of like the five of us type of thing. We were all playing fucking Halo, whatever, and having a blast, right? And we would be able to walk to this place called Chicago Dogs,
Oh.
and we would love to go there for their lunch specials where they would have like a flat like extra dog is like $2 or $3 or something like this. We would call it getting daytime dog high. All hit each
Daytime dog
other up.
eye is very good.
Daytime dog high is something very special where we get together, get fucking stoned,
Where
go
was
to the
this?
fucking it was fucking Scarborough, Maine.
Okay, so it was in Maine. I wasn't sure because you've bopped around. I wasn't sure if we were in Boston or if we were in.
I've mostly ever, I pretty much I've just lived in like, I grew up in like an hour and a half hour from where I am now, and I'm in Portland, the greater Portland area.
Gotcha.
And then outside of that, I lived in Boston for a better part of a decade.
How about that? Drop that address for us in the chat. Where's your house?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You think
First,
about
you
it?
want to go area code? No.
I'm joking.
Where do you think
Jake,
you use your real name on the internet? Where are you at on like cybersecurity these days when it comes to like identity? Because I kind of let it fly fast and loose these days. Like,
I mean, it's the kind of thing where I think I never, because when I first started doing spotlight games, it was only ever going to be a like a hobby thing, and it wasn't until doing that for a while and then starting to do drop in drop out that I actually want to make this a business. And like, perfect world, if my boss is watching this, I would like to quit my job someday, and do
sure.
this. But we got to build to that, and so it was to the point where I never considered the fact that I was using my full real name, and people. I've basically said exactly where I live before on content, like in a certain
Right.
neighborhood of
Yeah.
Atlanta. And so I don't know. I think it's gonna have to be something that like whenever we get to a place where we're bigger, I think I'm just gonna have to figure out what that means.
I mean, for games journalism, it's really not that big of a deal, it seems. And even with streaming, like, I know it's Tyler Ninja Blevins,
Sure,
like,
sure, sure.
unfortunately, I do know his whole name. And a lot of people go by their first name. And the way that I see it is like, I'm so bad at the internet that I'm sure if anybody really wants to figure out my full name and where I live, it wouldn't be that difficult. So I'm
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't I just let it all fucking hang out there?
It does make me feel good that I'm one of like probably 12 people online that know your last name. It makes me feel so good.
Right. That's true.
I have a
That is
power
true.
that so many people want that
Yeah.
maybe they'll get one day, but who knows? Before we jump into the actual show, and start talking about the actual topic we're here for, can I pull over and say hi to our sweet chat again? Because we've gotten some more messages. We got Blaster Goblin in the chat. We got Cognitive Clips in the chat. He says, I don't remember buying Hades 2, so why am I looking at two absolute gods on the screen right now? We got D Guns in the chat. We got Jake. We got our first fucking spending of Dido, which I don't know if we're officially announcing that quite yet. Maybe I should
No,
have kept
you
that
have to.
in.
It's already up.
I mean, it's out there with some highlight message redemptions, which we're going to talk about this a little bit more on Tuesday, which actually, as a sidebar, we should like talk about that before Tuesday of like how we're going to announce that. I mean, we're basically announcing it now, but like in a way when we have all the people here. But how about that? Thanks for being here, y'all. We're about to talk about Hades 2. Why in the chat? Let us know what you think about Hades 2, because right now, Jake, I'm going to pose a question to you to get this official conversation started. What do you think is the likelihood that in, let's say, a year, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years from now, we look back and say Hades 2 is one of the best video games ever made?
I think it is going to be a legit contender. I believe that conversation will be had, and I think that it will come down to which iteration of Hades do we put in, because as of right now, I'm thinking that even though there's a little bit of recency bias, even when talking about these two games, there's this very like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom vibes from Hades and Hades 2, where Hades 2 is just kind of doing what Hades 1 does, only somehow fucking better, which is wild, but Hades 1 did it first. So the question will be, which of these two games is actually in the top 10 games of all time, because I think there's a case for either of them. It's early on Hades 2.
It's early on Hades 2, but man, so right a little bit before we went live tonight, because we knew we were doing this conversation, and so far I put 8 hours into early access of Hades 2, and I would say I'm between 5 and 6 on 1.0, and so far I did a whole new run or new save whatever on Switch 2. And I'm gonna do the like cross save of it all, but so far I've only been playing on Switch 2, and I was like, you know what would actually benefit this conversation for me? Let me go back to Hades for a minute. So I played like an hour of Hades about an hour ago and got pretty far. I almost completed a run for the first time in 5 years. And I was pretty shocked at, yes, I think Hades 2 is more of Hades. But I was pretty shocked at how much better Hades 2 feels in so many ways compared to Hades 1. The obvious ones with like the dash into a sprint. Like an easy thing. Like I never before Hades 2, I really started sinking my teeth into Hades 2. I never would have ever described Hades as slow. But comparing it now to Hades 2, I'm surprised at kind of how slow that game feels. Both with how Zagreus actually moves around the space with only being able to dash. And like, there's like a power to get more than one dash or whatever. Also, the encounters, I think one thing that I really like about Hades 2 is the fact that they've pulled that back a little bit to get to the boss of each area. I don't know the exact number, but I was in the third area of Hades 1 and I went through literally like 20 encounters to get to the boss. And that like bloat, I think they have really figured out with Hades 2. And then also the meta progression of all of the things that you're getting throughout that then serve the main, like the hub, the cross worlds. I feel like Hades 2 is just so much faster than Hades 1. And so for me, it's kind of how I feel about Tears of the Kingdom, where I think it's going to be hard to go back to Hades after Hades 2, which is also why I think Hades 2, for me, after a collective 13 hours or whatever, is like clearly a better game already. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's interesting. I think that Hades 1 caters more so far that I've seen is that Hades 1 caters to my play style a little bit better. It is much easier in Hades to force like an unga bunga fucking smash your sword into your opponent build, whereas Hades 2 really seems to reward you for like putting their systems in place and using each one of them to complement one another, where it's like not so easy to brute force. There's like thriving off of like the variety, like your magic goes down but your magic is regained by using your basic attack, but then if you prime this amount of magic then this happens and you can cast this fucking spell. It's very, very intricate with the builds, what you can accomplish in this game, whereas Hades, maybe it's because I knew that game like the back of my hand and I feel like I had a good grasp of everything that could pop up in there by the time I cleared it for the 10th time. I had that like full scope, but Hades seems so small in scope compared to what Hades 2 is. And let me tell you what I've played, and then let's talk about what is on the table here.
Yeah.
because I think you have barely scratched the surface of what I have experienced in the last in my time with the game. So I am now overall 38.8 hours into the game. 19.6 of those were in early access, which means the rest of them were in the last 36 hours. I've spent a lot of time playing Hades 2 since it came out on noon Thursday,
Yeah.
right? And now it's what, Saturday night? So I'm like another 20 hours into early access, and here's what I did.
What'd you
I
do?
started a brand new game on stream. Streamed about 4 or 5 hours of it. Great runs, huge progress. Felt really good, felt really clean. Felt very similar to what I did in early access. Less new stuff going on than I was expecting. Definitely some new things, but not that much. In the early access that I played, it's worth noting that 20 hours was also within like the first 48 hours of early access going live, and then not again since. So I saw the game at its like first introduction to the world, and then again right as 2.0 dropped, or 1.0 dropped for Hades 2. The rest of my time has been spent in it. So I hopped off stream. I was on that save file again, 5 or 6 hours in. I got like probably 8 hours into that save file, probably played it 2 more sessions, grabbed some food, came back, and I went to load up the game, and I looked at my old save file of 20 hours in, and I was like, this is basically a free fucking fast forward button.
Just jump there.
I know the beats. I know what's going on. I remember what happened here. So I ended up jumping back into my save file. So now I'm playing Hades 2 1.0 for the last 10 hours or so. Has been 20 to 30 hours of like gameplay time, I guess, like hours 20 through 30 of gameplay time. So I'm fucking involved in the 2.0 stuff right now, because I had never beat like the final boss or anything like that. There's still a lot for me to do, just more a wider breadth of things for me to do.
Yeah, one thing that I wish I had a better memory of is my first 8 hours with early access, because I remember getting to the second area in early access, but I don't think I ever finished the second area's boss, which is like such like.
You mean the second area? Like the first area is who's the boss?
Hecate.
And the second area,
it's the band.
Okay, cool, got it.
And since then, in 1.0, I can't get past the third boss, but
right.
I don't remember much of the crossroads or crossroad. Which cross?
Crossroads. Bone Thugs.
Yeah. Well, right. That's right. Bone
Meet
Thugs.
me at the crossroads.
Yeah. That's right. I don't remember much about that part of my playthrough. I more so remember like the wider or like the higher level beats of like Malinois feeling a bit more range. Like D-Guns in the chat is saying Hades 2 is all about ranged stuff and magic, which is not my preference. I highly prefer physical and up close or damage in games. So most of my first play back then, I do remember it being only the staff wizardy thing, whatever. But now, like the close combat weapons that I've gotten in Hades 2, it's like all like I don't know. I don't think that this game doesn't feel as ranged focused to me now that I've gotten those weapons, because I don't remember the exact breakdown of all the weapons in one, but I feel like it was about half and half of ranged and not ranged, and that seems to be the case here too. But Cognitive Clips in the chat, in this conversation, somebody said, D-Gun said, I think we have to start accepting that for lists like that of like top games of all time, you just get to put both in the same slot. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom go together, so do Hades 1 and 2. But then Cognitive Clips in the chat said, I disagree. I think Tears of the Kingdom improved so much on Breath of the Wild that when I'm making my short list for favorite games of all time, I don't even think about Breath of the Wild. Kind of like Mass Effect 2 being held in so much higher regard than Mass Effect 1. Where do you stand on that, Jake? That's an interesting. That's a different
podcast, but I try to reconcile with that in my brain a lot as well, because sometimes it does feel like I should slot them both in together, because when I'm making my list of greatest games of all time, it starts to get skewed because I feel like I don't have room for slots 3 and 4 to be Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. And no, you can't have 2 games in one slot. For my third favorite game of all time is Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
That's not how the world works. So that, you have a single game in a single slot. You'd have to put them next to each other and then have more prestige for your top 15 or whatever if you have multiple double ups. The thing that I try to do is I try to like, especially in my top 10, and it's starting to get to the point of like my top 15 or top 20, is like I kind of want like representation of my top games. I value the variety of the things that I love, and for that reason, it can push things in or out of the top 10. So I don't have room for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I have one slot in my top 10 that I'm willing to give one of those. So Breath of the Wild, that was once my third favorite game of all time, is now like my 15th favorite game of all time, because Tears of the Kingdom is now my third favorite game of all time.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to bump like Sonic Adventure or Burnout 3 out of the top 10 to like
how
spot
could you
11.
bump Sonic Adventure out of the top 10, Jake?
I'm saying, dude. I'm saying.
6-4
I wanted
Sears
to-
Shard in the chat says, that
Yeah.
could be how the world works. Everything is made up. Be a trailblazer. I don't disagree with Sears Shard. We can make our own rules here. This is all
That's
made
true.
up for fun.
That's true. Somehow my brain is kind of working because it's so Hades pilled right now, probably. But I do want to follow up on the idea of like close range versus magic
Let's do
in Hades 2, especially versus Hades 1. And the thing that I'm finding now as I get more fluent with these weapons is that in Hades 1, you could argue that the weapons tend to be, the melee weapons are more straightforward and the ranged weapons get a little bit more complicated, right? Like the melee weapons are pretty much like doo doo doo, and then you're sort of like in the back. There's a little bit more to learn. This game seems to be the opposite, where I think that the melee weapons, the more straightforward weapons, end up being a little bit more complicated to use and build right than the ranged weapons, which to me have been pretty fucking easy and very, very similar. I think you don't. I don't think you have the fifth weapon. You have 4 weapons right now.
I have. I think I have 4. I can't think of.
All right, well, we can go through the weapons. The first one is like somewhat of a spear, kind of a wide staff spear thing. The second weapon is
the sister blades.
Sister blades. It's like a sickle and a fucking
and then
dagger.
I got the umbral flames, I believe, was the third one.
So that's like the 2 torches that are.
Which is so good.
It's so fucking good. It's my early pick for favorite.
And then there's the axe. I don't know what the axe is called. I can't think of
big
a fifth
beefcake
one. So
axe. I fucking hate that axe. I thought for sure I would love the axe.
The axe for me, I've only done one run with it. I did get to the third boss with that run because I'm not a slow combat gamer, but there were some boons and power-ups that I just happened to get with the axe that made me just so fucking OP that I was just like burning through stuff. But then the boss, we won't talk like too many details about the bosses and stuff, but the boss for the third world just like shredded me. Like I was not expecting the style of that boss. So I was like, okay, the way that I would win with the axe, I don't know how I could do that with the third boss yet because of the way that the third boss attacks. So I've not gone back.
Do you know who the final boss is? Like in your head? I mean, you've paid attention to marketing, right? Like,
somewhat. I have an idea based on what I know about the story so far, but I think it would be safe to. I mean, do you want me to answer that question, or is that a rhetorical?
No, yeah, I think I want you to answer that question because
I would assume
this isn't like a twist or anything.
We're fighting Kronos. What is what we're building?
Yeah,
seems to be the pretty clear path. Now, I do with how something that I was like thinking about earlier. It was like I can't believe I remember with Hades 1. Granted, it was a new thing, but it was like just getting past Megara, or whoever it was, the Fury, and it took me so long the first time. 15, 20, 30 runs. It was like this is so difficult to get past the first. And I'm on my 10th and I'm already trying to get past the third boss. So then I was reflecting on that. I was like, is that because I just know Hades more? Is it that they've designed this in such a way that they want me to progress faster? And then I was like, now it's interesting if that's what they want me to do, because then that suggests that there is just so much more here. And there is something I don't want to say.
This is going to be a tough situation. Yeah.
But I have come across a thing that was about area and where I can go that I feel was a pretty big
Yeah.
figuring out
It's
of
pretty heavily
something.
implied for sure. Yeah.
So I don't.
I know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
cool. I figured you would know what I'm talking about. So now I'm
Yep.
like, okay, now like this, I feel like there are just so many paths that this game can go, and that's like part of the fun for me now is just figuring out what the fuck is happening. Because
Yeah.
Jarek and I were talking about this last night. We haven't posted any of this content yet, but something that I really, really like about the story of Hades 2 compared to Hades 1 is that this one is a bit more mystery pilled of like
Yes.
very much from the beginning, like I understand that I'm trying to take down this Titan of time or whatever the fuck they say. But you don't really understand why. You don't really understand like what Kronos is uh, like what he wants to achieve. There's a word for it I can't find. Like, and I'm just
Goal.
goal. Sure, that's not what I'm trying to think of, but we'll take it. And I'm as I do more runs, I'm starting to like learn, like get a little bit more things and motivation. Thank you, Future Worm Corpse. I don't know Kronos' motivations quite yet, but I
Sure.
keep learning little things from various people, characters, gods, whatever, of like about Kronos and Hades and the relationship of everybody and stuff. And but like so that's been really fun because with Hades, it was just like get out of Hades, kill your dad or whatever. Like it was a very
Right.
simple ask. And I still don't fully understand, which I'm really vibing with about this game. It's like part of the draw is like, fuck, I just died. I got to figure out more of this story because I want to know what the fuck is going on, Jake.
So even where I am, where I guess like my playtime is 40 hours, but I'm about 30 hours into the game, is I still don't have like an answer to that, but it's getting even more intriguing to the point of like, I mean, I don't want to look because the answer is probably out there at this point. You know, the people that have already beat it in early access just get the 2.0 and start running through it and whatnot with all their upgrades. But I have no fucking idea, and I feel like I'm trying to pin down the reveal or like what that is going to be.
Sure.
I feel like there's a main conceit that I don't know or a piece to the puzzle that doesn't fit so far. And it's very intriguing, but again, same deal. I wanted to just talk about progression, and it seems like
Yeah.
the progression is really different than Hades 1 because it seems like the curve or whatever of difficulty is just like a straight like ramp. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you get good at, you know, world 1, and then you get to world 2 a couple times, and then you start getting through world 1 consistently, and you get to the boss of world 2, and then you finally complete world 2, and you're starting to bark up the tree of world 3. Whereas this one, I felt the same as you, especially up through like the third boss. I felt like made really good progress. Like by run like 5, I was fucking fighting the third boss, and then it took me a little while to get the third boss. That was tricky, and then I got to the next areas, and that kind of continued, but really started to plateau in a pretty big way around where you are. A little bit more progress, but much less rapid, much more slowly.
Sure.
So it's interesting. It's like it seems like instead of having that straight incline, it's a very quick, like you get a lot of stuff at once, and then you're in like the kind of grind mode. Like, let's feel it out, let's get some upgrades going, let's start moving sideways and taking some alternate routes and trying some different combinations and weapons, and the pace slows down pretty rapidly. But god damn, I mean, that's a perfect segue into I was worried about this in the podcast because there's so much that we can say about this game that has already been said about Hades 1, of like the fucking gameplay loop is the most
I
rewarding
mean,
thing that's ever been created in a video game.
it's the kind of thing, the gameplay of this game is so fucking clean and I don't want to say perfectly balanced because there have been a few times where it's like, okay, that power up or that combo just like didn't really feel like it should be. But then it's the kind of thing where I start finding other power ups and it's like, oh no, it's not that that didn't vibe well or work well. It's that I just didn't get enough to add to it. It's like the way that this game, I think better than the first one, adds on to each other with the various boons and power ups. It's like it's kind of like the perfect gameplay loop. Like it's we were talking in the Discord yesterday or the day before about like roguelikes in general, roguelikes, etc. And that feeling of
Gun to your fucking head.
yeah.
Which one is a roguelike and which one is a roguelite? And what's the difference?
Sure. A roguelike, I believe, has to fall into like a few different, very specific buckets. But the main thing with a roguelike is that there is no progression gained, I believe. Like there's no meta progression. Whereas I think, gun to scrote, I might be wrong here,
Right.
a roguelite, I believe, has elements, but typically the most often used like difference that makes it a light is the progression that you gain from run to run, I believe.
So the vast majority would be roguelites, right? Like I can't think of any.
Yeah.
I can't think of any roguelike that is.
I Googled this
popular.
relatively recently in case this came up, and the only one that I remember from the list was Crypt of the Necrodancer, the first one, not the Zelda one, because that was one where, and Darkest Dungeon, I believe, was on that list too, Future Worm Corps. Because those games, they completely reset.
So let's do this. Let's eliminate one of the fucking terms forever. So let's iron out. You think which one is which? Which one has meta progression? Light? Can chat confirm that it's roguelite? Is the one with meta progression? Confirm. Because I will never say the word roguelike ever again.
Sure.
If that's the case. And then sometimes I will be corrected and they'll be like, actually, Darkest Dungeon is a roguelike. And I'll be like, okay, well, no one cares about that game.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I know it's very well regarded.
Here's the thing. And this is a great clippable moment, Jake. If anybody ever tries to correct me on roguelike versus roguelite, they can fuck themselves in their asshole, Jake, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, exactly what I'm saying when I say it. And if you try to correct me, choke on the barrel of something, Jake.
I feel like, though, that most people that talk about these games usually say, like, when it's typed out, it's roguelike/light. And when it's said, it's like, roguelike or light or whatever. Like, it's like everyone has this little teeter off random, like, no one has it knocked out. Can we fucking take a goddamn stand? Nobody knows, by the way. I polled the chat. There's fucking 45 people in chat.
Stand.
Good. Roguelike or light has meta progression. All right.
I'm pretty positive
one of these
that
out of my
has
vernacular
progression and like doesn't, because I think the whole point is that Rogue, the game, had no progression. It always reset. So to say it is a roguelike means that it does that. I believe.
Got it. So
and
on
there's
the
other
NES, everything was a fucking roguelike because I didn't have a goddamn battery save and I couldn't remember codes.
Exactly. Gosh, based.
Perfect. All right, so it's roguelite. I'm saying roguelite every single time for the rest of my life. I'm never saying the term roguelike again.
That's exactly right. I don't remember what I was saying about that before we went on that tangent, but it was probably
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Kingdom Hearts is light?
Mm-hmm.
What, a roguelite? Kingdom Hearts?
Nope.
It's
just light.
It's just light. Kingdom Hearts is L-I-G-H-T.
I know deep down in my heart, Kingdom Hearts is light. Yeah, you don't know?
No, I don't know. I'm not a know.
All right. No, that's cool. That's cool.
I've played 1 and 2 and part of 3. Not very little of 3, but
sure.
Hades 2, Jake. To go back.
Right, yeah.
Progression. We were talking about progression. I think something that I really like about Hades 2 compared to 1 is, so when I went back to Hades 1 earlier today, I booted up the game and I had like 190 health to start. Whereas with this game, and I was like, oh, I have to like go to the shop or whatever and buy these upgrades. But I really like this tarot card system in Hades 2 of, as you get Psyche, I think is the currency, the green flame, you can unlock more like spots within your inventory to have more cards.
You can enhance your grasp on the Arcana.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's on me.
Right.
Me. I apologize.
Yep.
And each tarot card comes with a cost based on how powerful they are. So it might be anything from 0 to 5. I've not seen anything cost more than 5. And it's this fun, like, figuring out, okay, I was really vibing with this upgrade, but I really want this other one, so I'm going to get rid of it so I can have a 5, so that I start every run with 200 coins now, as an example.
Yeah.
I really, really like this kind of change of the progression, which I think has also opened up the Crossroads, featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony, to be able to give me more things to do, like with fucking planting eggplants or whatever, and all of these different things. Whereas like with the first one, it was, let's change the drapes and let's add a fucking fountain or whatever. I like this one, the Crossroads feels so much more alive in 2. Do you feel the same?
Sure. Yeah, very much so. I think I don't like the outside dreary, like, it kind of has like the Hades 2 key art vibe to it, like that kind of darker green. Whereas something about Hades 1, the fucking Hall of Hades is home, you know, and this is, I don't think it's her home. Well, I guess, yeah, it is. I guess that's where she's lived for a while, but nonetheless, it still feels like I'm a stranger in a strange world a little
Sure.
bit. But that's probably just because I'm getting used to it, and I spent so many hours in Hades. I do like it, and I do like that roguelite meta progression that we have via the Arcana cards quite a bit. The only thing about that is that I feel like that system, more than any other system in Hades 1, is the first time that I can think of that there's like a concrete build you could probably look up. And that's one of the things where I'm like, I don't like that that even exists, much less would I ever fucking look up what the build is, because so much of this game is like discovering things for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know the optimal thing, but some of those cards, as I read into them, I'm trying to wrap my brain around them, and I'm like, well, this one's in this column. But if I activate all the cards in this column, then it activates this 0-cost card on the right, which is very cool. And then if I activate all of the cards in this bottom left corner, it would activate that one in the bottom left. However, I can't do that. I don't have enough points to get the straight line anymore. So which one of these 0-cost cards do I want to do? And I'm sure that there is like going to be a calculator out there for like, if you have 18 Arcana and you're using the spear or the staff or whatever, then your Arcana card should look like this.
You're talking about the Hades 2 Arcana Calculator app.
Correct. Yeah.
That's gonna be
Brought to you
that's
by
gonna
Drop
go
In,
hard.
Drop Out.
Yeah, that's gonna go hard. For $5, for $4.99, you can go ad free on the Hades 2 Arcana Calculator.
Right.
Swanky in the chat said something that has me very, very interested, Dwake. I just called you Dwake instead of Jake.
That's okay.
He says, my first clear of 1.0 gave me something way different than my first early access clear of the Underworld, and I'm so much more hooked. This fucking game, man. I read that and I'm like, shut the podcast down. I want to go play Hades 2. I want to try to.
Dude, I had to delay the podcast because I was in the middle of a run that
right.
I would have chilled out and just like saved it or something like that. But I wasn't on a run. I was on the run, and I had to see the run through. And I still did so much on that run that I am now sitting there next to my precious little froggy boy. Let's do a segment on the froggy boy.
Oh, for sure.
I cannot fucking believe how badly this game has its fucking hooks in me.
Oh God, it's yeah.
It is so embarrassing that it's happening again because it's so fucking crazy. It is so crazy how good it all feels, and how, like, last night I was on like fucking 4 hours of sleep, and I had been up for like 18 hours or something like that. And I still went for like 4 more hours because every time I get a little bit further, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what that unlocks in the crossroads. And then next thing you know, I'm in the crossroads brewing fucking incantations and whatnot, giving people fucking gifts. And then all of a sudden I'm standing in front of my trinket kit and I'm like, well, we got to start leveling that thing up. And like, I get back out there. And next thing you know, I'm on the hook for another fucking 45 minutes. And I will say, so these runs are getting long as fuck.
Yeah.
Long as fuck too. But yeah, it's fucking amazing all over again. And I'm starting to think about the scope of the game. And every time I think I have an idea, it gets fucking larger in scope, it seems. And it blows my mind to think of where that's going to cap out, because they already had so much of the groundwork done in developing Hades 1. And this is obviously very clearly, there is a lot of asset flipping going on here. There is a lot of like, this is the exact same engine. Like, there is very little in the way of like gameplay changes. I think from like a technical aspect of, I don't know, the fundamentals of game design, there wasn't a whole lot to be done here for Hades 2. So they got to spend all of their time working on these systems and these intricacies, and they're so fucking crazy and insane. And it just seems like they took their time to really get it completely correct, because it's firing on all fucking cylinders.
But even with that though, like the few things that they have added, I think are such a net positive, like the dash into a sprint. Like it's such a, and then all of the powers that then come with that. Like my most successful run so far, I had a power where I think it was a Poseidon power, where anytime I would dash into the sprint, the first enemy that I would come in contact with, I would, and then I kept leveling it up. I would do like 300 damage with my sprint. So then the meta of that run became, I'm just gonna sprint into like, now my sprint is my weapon, and that I think is so fucking cool that this game can, like, from run to run completely. I think this is what makes a roguelike. I think this is what makes a roguelite special, Jake, is when the moment to moment from run to run can completely alter your strategy mid run. It reminds me a lot of Blueprints, where, like, I get certain tools or I unlock a certain room, and Johnny in the chat, I almost got canceled for messing that up. Also,
Yeah,
Megatron the homie in the chat, welcome in. But with Blueprints of, like, oh, I unlocked this thing early. I got to the aquarium, or I got whatever. Now all of a sudden I am full steam ahead on trying to achieve this one goal within this run. And it, like, it lights that fire. It, like, it gets me fucking activated. And that's why it's like, this game already, even though on 1.0 I've only played 5 hours, easy in my top 3, almost certainly will land as my game of the year, right? Like, almost certainly. Honestly, like, the thing that's keeping it back is I just don't know where the story goes. If the story doesn't land in a place that is really appealing and, like, it gets the job done kind of thing, I could see it landing at, like, 2 ahead of Donkey Kong Bonanza instead of Blueprints. But it's, like, easily top 3 so far for me.
It is absolutely top 3 for me. It is probably, oh, I don't know. I thought nothing would be able to knock Donkey Kong Bonanza out of there, and I'm looking back on Bonanza very, very fond, but I also feel like I'm done with Bonanza.
Sure.
And I look at this game and I'm like, I have tens and dozens and probably 100 hours to sink into this video game still, based on what I'm thinking I'm getting into. And that is so exciting, that prospect.
Yeah. And I've been listening to some other folks in gaming talk about it. And I was listening to Kind of Funny, and Andy over at Kind of Funny was saying that he's put, like, a crazy amount of hours into it, and he's still getting new dialogue and new, like, story beats after, like, 100+ hours. So I'm like, this game seems to just be fucking massive, and so that Patrick, is also so exciting.
On the run that I did right before this, the run was, like, nearly an hour long, and I met 3 brand new characters that I had never seen before, that were voice acted and are seemingly important to the plot in some capacity, whether they were new allies or villains or something in between. It was insane, and that is, again, like 30 hours of gameplay into the story. It's so fucking sick.
Were any of those 3 new characters in a hot dog costume?
None were in a hot dog costume, but they were all hot in their own special way.
If you come to twitch.tv/drop-in-drop-out-pod on Tuesday, at least one of us is going to be in a hot dog costume for the hot dog jamboree.
That's true.
We play Fall Guys with you, the community. That's just a quick little ad in the middle of this conversation.
I
have a question for you about the characters in Hades 2, and, you know, answer to your discretion. But if you feel like this might get spoilery, feel free to.
I won't be spoiling.
I won't answer on the grounds that it may incriminate me. Do you have, like, favorite gods or powers or characters so far of the game in your runs that you want to talk about?
For sure. I think Hephaestus is, I have no idea.
Hephaestus.
It's time for the fucking segment where Jake butchers the name of every fucking god. All right, perfect. Hit me with that one again.
Hephaestus. He's the blacksmith boy.
Yes. Love. Doing some very cool stuff there. Call him by his name, Wheelchair Daddy. That's right. That's our guy, as it turns out.
Oh, is Hephaestus the one that all of the fucking toxic gamers were losing their fucking gourd about because he's in a wheelchair? They were like, woke. Hey, he's too woke. It must be him. It must.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. I wasn't asking if that was a thing. I was just trying to think of if that's woke or not.
Well, sure.
That's because that was the argument, and, like, people were shitting on what game famously has that the fucking controversy that was blown way out of proportion, is so fucking stupid, but it pisses me off still. Oh, Dragon Age, dude.
Oh, yeah,
that got shit on for its like character customization. Like in a fantasy world, I'm like, it's a fucking fantasy world. Who cares what's in it and what's not? Can you fucking imagine concerning yourself with something you don't need to engage with? I hate the world.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I love this dude, and his fucking attacks are all so sick. They are explosions after like a certain amount of seconds that are like basically just casting like a fucking atomic bomb in the center. It makes the most satisfying sound in the world as soon as you tag your enemy with it after the countdown's down.
It's so good. I laughed there for a minute because I read Future Warm Corpse's chat saying paraplegic Pappy, although I think he maybe meant Poppy, but it is Pappy.
That's what I was calling him yesterday on stream, but I didn't want to say that on Drop In Drop Out. I wasn't sure how that would play here.
I mean, it's fine.
Paraplegic Poppy.
It's very good. Also, Dude Cool in the chat. The first game I put probably 70 to 80 into the story to get the full story, but I spent another 30 getting 100% achievements. I could see this game easily being 100 plus. For sure. I mean, this game is fucking full. Any other call outs than Hephaestus for you?
Yeah. Who is Fire Shorty?
Fire Shorty is... Oh, fuck. Who is Fire Shorty?
She's got a short name, and also might start with an H. I want to say like Hetsu. Hetsu is like the
Hestia.
fucking Hestia. Oh yeah, Hetsu is the dude who shakes his maracas and Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
That's right.
And expands your inventory. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That big sack of shit.
He's a fucking piece of work. Right. Yeah, you got him.
Yeah.
Hetsu, cousin of Hestia.
Yeah,
Same shape.
I mean, not far off. I like Hestia a lot. I really like. I mean, I like the way Aphrodite looks. I don't love the powers of Aphrodite. The
Aphrodite's
I haven't figured out
character model.
Yet.
It's so fucking funny.
It's crazy.
Like they were like, we heard you guys liked the way our gods looked. Like this one's just. I was saying the easy Halloween cosplay. All you need is a wig.
Sure.
All you need is a wig
and some fucking bravery and self-respect
to
be Aphrodite,
or maybe not the second part.
Well, sure. Gianni says I read Aphrodite for the articles. That's exactly right.
Correct.
I really like. I agree with Dude Cool. I was about to bring up Artemis. I don't know that I like the powers that I get from Artemis yet because I don't know that I've gotten enough of them, but I've really liked the interactions I've had with Artemis. And there's an interaction. I mean, it's pretty early on. I don't feel like this is super spoilery, but I just like set my Switch down and just scrolled on my phone when I ran into Artemis back at the crossroads, and they just like were singing together and they just like wouldn't stop singing. Dude, it was like, fuck it. Like this fucking game, man.
That is my indicator to fucking, I'll listen to hers and I'll, fill up my little pen over here, and then I'll join in and I'll start using the pen, and then once I'm all done and ready to go, then I leave. It's such a fucking good indicator. It's so fucking good. It's so good, and it plays off of one of the best moments of Hades 1, where I think are Hades 1 spoilers on the fucking table?
Yeah. With Orpheus and fucking
Miss Shorty in the fucking world too.
Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Because I mean that's the whole. If you know the musical Hades Town, that's like also an adaptation of that story of mythology with. Although that's not Orpheus. I don't know. We all know what we're saying.
I think it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
But like she has the fucking really cool rendition of it that's kind of more like upbeat, and his is really fucking sad, and they finally get together and sing it together, and it's a third different context when they're harmonizing. It's so fucking good.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. Now I can't wait.
All right. Spoilers.
Yeah, if we go. Anything else you want to spoiler for me?
No, spoilers for a 5-year-old game. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, great. No, I'm just kidding. I also really like the fuck. Now I can't think of the name. The moon powers that give you the hex or whatever.
I think it's Celeste or Celeste or something like that. It's Celeste. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or Selene. Selene.
Oh,
Selene.
Selene. Yeah, or they say different. It's like Selene or something in the game.
Or something.
Selene,
yeah,
something
I'm
like
very bad at this.
So Gianni, oh yeah, so Gianni in the chat, I just got some of those mechanics, which I'm still trying to figure out how to utilize, but I'm guessing it gets really OP closer to end game. It can get really OP in the early game too. I think so far I've gotten a few of them where the one that anytime it comes up and I will always get it. There's one that lets you heal some after using a certain amount of magic. I always do that because I've my kind of thing that I'm always focused on in Hades 1 or 2 is health. Like what can I do to get more of it, because I'm going to lose it. I'm not good enough at this game to get far on the base health. I have to do whatever I can anytime I have the option, unless I'm just like drowning in gold. If it's like add 25 health or the shop and I have a bunch, I'll do the shop then, but every other time I'm getting more health. And so that has been a big help. But then there was one that got me through the second boss for the first time that was like, do fucking 1,000 damage after a certain amount of time with this moon power. And then have you come across the point with her powers where you can like, there's like a skill tree?
Yeah, dude.
I just came across that like an hour or like 2
branching
hours ago.
skill trees, and there's like fucking 8 entries in each of them. It's fucking insane, and that makes me think that I should be engaging it more, because I'm here to officially reveal that in 30 hours of gameplay, I have never once utilized that the right way. I can't. All right, so there's something about the main function. The only time that I've really engaged with it is when I can get like a refresh my memory. What's the Daedalus hammer?
Yes.
Where it will change the properties of something to automatically cast my special. But for the most part, I really don't love my bee creating a pool and not a projectile now, which is the first way to use it. And then the second is you hold your buttons. And something about holding buttons makes me feel so bad in a game where I want to be on the fucking move at all times. Like, I fucking hate casting my special and then worrying about that meter. I just want to fucking pew pew shoot things or smack things. So I need to engage with it more. I need to do better. And that's one of the things that I'm the worst at so far.
Hey, Jake. I need you to do better. Okay.
I would like to.
Yeah. The one that I'm not doing enough is the press A. I'm on Switch, so B for you to cast and holding that. That's the one that I'm having a lot of trouble with. Because
I never do that.
I feel like I did a run where there's this enemy in the second area where there's like a fucking zillion of them anytime that they're present. And
is it the little fucking blue and
the tiny
yellow birds?
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they suck.
But the cast is like the secret sauce to that, I have found, because if you like, they can't pass through it. So then I started realizing like, okay, Supergiant wouldn't have this be a major function if it couldn't be fucking amazing. So I've been trying to focus on getting that stronger the last like 4 runs, but I keep just not getting the powers to put into it. Anytime that I've gotten an option for the cast, it just is never a strong choice. But I really, because I think that there's something there. I think that the cast might be the secret to making some fucking moves in Hades 2, and I just haven't gotten to it yet.
There's a fucking power that I want to talk to you about so bad that you just don't have, and it would be a spoiler, and I will refrain for now. I was saying before this, what did I say? I made up a podcast name. I was like, welcome to Deez Games Are Pretty Good, weekly Hades and Hades 2 podcast, because I want to fucking check in with you weekly and see where you're at, and I'm stay like ahead of you and kind of like just like talk about it more and more, because there seems to be so much to fucking reveal, but it would be so hard for us to line it up perfectly for like the right experience every time and not run out of things, because I was over here like, man, I don't know how much we're gonna be able to talk about because I'm trying to keep you spoiler free. We're having no problem filling fucking airtime. Right?
I mean, here's Jake. I'm ready to green light a short series of Jake-led podcasts.
Don't call it a short series.
Where you
call it by its name.
A limited run of hey, these are pretty good games, or what is it?
Hey, these games are pretty good, huh?
Hades. Hey, these games are pretty good. A Hades limited series.
Oh wait,
podcast.
How about hey, these games are pretty cool? Like cool with no L. A podcast about Hades 2. Because it rhymes with 2. Cool.
Hey,
these games are pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
A podcast about Hades 1 and 2. We don't need that. I think. Hey, these games are pretty good, huh? A podcast about Hades 1 and 2. A Hades 1 and 2 podcast.
Hey, these games are pretty good, huh? A Hades 1 and 2 podcast. And now we're rapping, Jake.
Right. That's
Yeah.
basically poetry.
Yeah.
Some would say.
Dumpster Boy in the chat, you fucking nerd still talking? Well, we were just rapping, actually.
Right, correct. Freestyle rapping. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, fucking read a book.
Watch 8 Mile. Papa Doc.
Yeah, watch 8 Mile. That's the move.
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Yeah. Oh God, gone too soon. What I was trying to say was, if I'm ready to greenlight a limited run podcast where we bring on a different person each week and talk about Hades 2 with them. I know Gianni's chomping at the fucking
First
bit.
off, don't call it a limited run podcast. Call it by its fucking name. Hey, these games.
I fear we are going to be stuck in a
90% of it.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm just saying, this could be something. This could be a fun, like a messy pod series. Could be good.
I'm somehow, dude, I don't know what it is. It's a mix of like sleep deprivation and the exact right amount of weed administered over 48 hours. But I can remember the last thing that I wanted to talk about so much better than ever fucking before on any podcast. I want to run back to my strategy for those little fuckers. I've had two that have worked really well for me. One of them I won't tell you about, but one of my favorite boons in the entire game is enemy explodes when you defeat enemy. Oh, God, it feels so fucking good.
It feels so good.
You smack one of those fuckers and the chain reaction of all of them exploding in the area
is very
just
good.
So satisfying.
I lost my train of thought because I read Dumpster Boy says beatnik, more like beating my meat ick. And
oh, that's good.
Don't give him that. That is not good.
It's a good effort.
But now
he's admire it.
He's calling an emergency Dido meeting to boot you two off the show.
It's okay. We have a new podcast.
Yeah.
It's called. Hit him with the title.
Hey, these are pretty good games. The Hades 2 official podcast.
These two games are pretty good, huh?
Gianni says, hey, these are pretty good ideas, just as a general thing.
That is pretty solid.
But I'm just saying, Megantron in the chat, sign her up, she says. Gianni, get me in there, coach. This could be something. This limited run podcast, Messy Pod series. Hey, these games are great. A Jake Twitchin podcast for 4 episodes max.
Hey, these games are pretty good, huh? A Hades 1 and 2 podcast.
I've learned that my new favorite thing is to purposely get it wrong just to watch you get frustrated. Turns out.
I want to talk more. We talked about our favorite like gods, the people that were giving us boons, but there's more NPCs to talk about. I want to explore that with you a little bit. Yeah. Bosses that you've experienced and people at the crossroads, namely my favorite character in the fucking game. You want to guess?
I mean, if I know anything about you, fucking Slipknot or whatever his name is, the guy that sleeps, Hypnos. You love sleeping.
Oh, I love Hypnos. But no, that's not my favorite character.
That's not your favorite. I'm going to say, and I know you really like Froggy because I saw the TikTok.
I love Froggy.
But Froggy's not the answer. I'm going to say your favorite in the crossroads. I mean, is it Muscle Mommy Nemesis?
It's Muscle Mommy Nemesis.
Yeah, okay.
It's so good. It's so fun. She's such a fun person too. I have her at like 7 or 8 hearts right now.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my God. Dude, the fucking...
So that's how you fucked them.
Oh my God. It's so good. So like the first game, this isn't a spoiler, but you have basically like thresholds that you meet.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll get to the point where you've given them enough nectar and now they want like ambrosia or whatever to unlock the next nectar, interaction.
Bro. Fucking nectar, bro.
Nectar. I fucking... No. The thing with these is that they're even more... I'm going to say like these are even less Hades 1 and more like Stardew Valley to me when you hit those like little like moments of like character building. Like you go, it's a little more than just a conversation sometimes. It's fucking sick. It's so sick. It makes me even more than the other game. It makes me want to fucking like fill out everyone's things. Cause I just filled out a couple in the first game. Like I was like, well, Dusa all the way up. Maxer.
I've been
Everyone
putting
else, fuck
a
off.
lot of nectar into Kron because I just want to see if I can ever get him to say anything other than.
Right? Yeah.
So far, no dice, but I do need to. I've not the purple currency, whatever that is. You can buy nectar pretty cheap with that.
Bones.
Bones. I've not.
You want
I
the
need to be
best fucking
focused
advice that
more
I
on
could
nectar.
possibly give you?
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I could know, actually, it's not even that good of advice because you're always just going to need it. But bones are basically like your most basic currency. And at the early stages, I was going for like ash a lot because I just needed ash at that time. When if I had it all to do over again, I would be just like saving fucking bones for more
Yeah.
and more shit because they're the most versatile.
Did you ever consider that this is maybe the first I think you should leave video game because the bones are literally our money?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Swanky has a really good fucking advice too. The shop only has a single nectar in trade for bones every single night.
Ever run? Do
But
it.
you
Okay,
should
do it
be
every day.
every single time you go back to the
Okay.
crossroads, yeah, you should smash 30. I think it's 30 fucking bones for a nectar.
It's 30 bones. It is. Future Worm Corpse says, "Has Patrick seen any characters with less clothes on?" Future Worm Corpse, I ask you, have you seen any podcast hosts with less clothes on? Now you fucking
Asking
have.
the real questions.
No, I have not. I've not gotten to take any podcasts or any podcast host clothes off. I just did that. I've not gotten to take any of the NPCs clothes off, but now it's my next goal.
Correct.
Can I wait? Can I actually do that? Can I get them naked, Jake?
Yeah, kind of.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah, dude, this game is so horny. They knew that the game was horny the first time, and it was very horny. But in this one, they were just like, I mean, let's give the people what they fucking want.
God, that's great. Okay.
It's unbelievable.
What else? Any other Hades 2 things on your mind that you want to talk about?
No, I'm going fucking crazy about some of the stuff that I really want to like address with you, but I feel like the best way to do it is like have a base coat here of the things that we've talked about, and then I have an ask of you if you really do want to do this again.
Yeah, I would do this again.
I want you to take notes while you're playing.
Okay.
Of like things that you experience or people that you meet or like big accomplishments, I guess, to kind of guide us through, because my time is going to start blurring over the next couple days as I start to sink more and more hours into this, as far as like what we've talked about and what you know, or when in the story I discovered this or that. But if I maintain as far ahead of you as I am, then it shouldn't be an issue if you just bring up the stuff that you experience. You know what I mean? Generally, you should be
sure.
At a point where you'll be unable to spoil me, but I won't have to tiptoe around things if you are the one that's kind of bringing them to the table.
We could do like next time we do this, like 15-hour Hades 2 check-in as like so if you haven't played that much, don't listen in theory, but come back when you
What's
have.
the thumbnail for this is going to be, hey, these two games are pretty good.
Huh?
But it's gonna be on the Dido website with maybe that tacky border.
The tacky border that you invented.
I know that I created it. I don't like it.
Grow up. Get over yourself. Well, I did
a great job.
You did a fantastic job, and I think it is something that we're gonna keep because it looks good. Jake, Swanky Joinger says, "Hey, these two guys really like Hades so far, huh?" He didn't say,
so
huh?
True.
He didn't say, huh? Mm-hmm. You know, I added that for him. I think that this is good. I think we hit a natural end point of the Hades 2 conversation, mostly because I just want to go play Hades 2 more. And
I want to play Hades 2
every
so
second
bad.
you're keeping me from playing and living my dreams. So,
right. I'm growing to resent you.
One more plug for Hot Dog Jamboree this coming Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Download Fall Guys if you haven't had it on your system in a while. We're going to be playing with the community. We're going to have codes for people to jump in, play with us. We're going to be wearing all sorts of fucking bullshit, eating all sorts of dogs, dirty
Get
dogs.
some dogs and show us in the Discord. Show us your dogs.
Yeah. Hashtag show us your dog. That's something.
Wait, okay, here's the plan. We're going to create a new channel in the Discord called Show Us Your Dogs, and you can post either your hot dogs from the Hot Dog Jamboree, your actual canine pictures of your own dogs or other people's dogs, or your feet. Show us your dogs.
Could be something. Hashtag show us your dogs. All right, let's go play Hades 2. We're going to be back on Tuesday for the Jamboree. Thanks for being here, y'all. Cirrus, Gianni, Squanky, Future Worms Corpse, Kayla Gray, Six, Dumpster Boy, Cog earlier, other people that I'm forgetting, Megantron. She's threatening us if it doesn't happen. She leaves the server. So I think we got to do show me them dogs. What was it? Show me the dogs. This is a good
so
game.
So mote it be, Patrick.
Oh, there it is. All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.